Hello, 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 my darlings. Well, I'm so happy to be bringing you a slice of life from another place, and I bring you from another place for a number of reasons. But one, I wanted to say thank you so much for joining me on a slice of life. I want to thank my subscribers for staying with me, and I would also like to thank where I am today, an opportunity to use this space in order to bring you a slice of life. And what is going on? Well, let me tell you, where I live, there is no internet and there's no TV, and none of that hasn't been since noon, noon Saturday. So you may hear some noise in the background, but we're gonna keep going. So noon Saturday, we had internet and we had TV, we had everything was working in the house. Everything went down. Those of you who know where Southwest Atlanta is, the Cascade, Kroger was closed on yesterday because of the same internet problem, and so we don't have internet. It just everything went away, and then I was, you know what, I was feeling badly. I was lamenting that we don't have internet. What in the world are we going to do? How am I going to do all the things I need to do? And then I thought about, you know what? I haven't always had internet. Internet just came along with here lately. I remember we didn't have TV, so I didn't need a TV. Plus, TV is a distraction for what we're trying to do. We're on a mission. And then I thought about it. I said, why am I lamenting? And I tell you all, I talk to you and tell you things that I'm not doing myself. What is wrong with me? I have books to read. So I have 3 books I need to read. I have some gravitropic things that I needed to do. But I just wanted it because I wanted it. I wanted it. So one thing I did have that we all have is this phone. We all have a phone, okay? The phone is a computer, and the phone picks up the whatever goes on up there. You all know what I'm talking about more than me. It picks up everything, so you can use the computer you can use your computer phone to still get the news and thing I had to get. But I just wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. Then I had to figure out how to make myself happy. It's gonna be a day. It's gonna be some more days coming where there's no computer. The internet isn't working. The phones are out. The lights are out. The weather's bad. What am I gonna lament about? I am a 3 times cancer survivor with not having any teeth right now, but I am here with not having any hair right now. I am still alive and well. I can still read a book. And guess what I found in my house that I bought? Just in case something happens, I bought a transistor radio. When have you seen a transistor radio? Okay, if the electricity goes out, if this goes down, I could turn on my transistor radio. Do you have one? And then I said, Georgianne, let's talk to a slice of life, people, about what are you doing to prepare for things like this? Can you still operate if your internet goes down? Are you depending on the internet like we have been? What about your television? Will you still be all right if you don't have a TV? What happens here, takes care of everything here. You see me do this, but what about if you don't have TV, if you don't have internet? What would be your lamentations? How will you feel about what's going on in your life? That's why we have to prepare. Listen, people, you can see the signs on the wall. A blind man can see what's really going on. You could see. Why would it take 3 days? 3 days, and we still don't have internet in the house. I have to leave my house, no internet, no, and nobody can give an answer. Now my daughter did the calling to see, well, what's going on. Here's something I want to make sure you understand. Everyone she talked to was outside the United States. That's number one. Pay attention now. But when the bill is due, if we get behind a day on our telephones, we have a package deal. They will call and say to us, your bill isn't paid. I mean, immediately. This isn't done, that isn't done. But she couldn't get anybody hardly on the telephone to tell her why. For 3 days, We didn't have internet. I don't know why I'm so self-conscious of my teeth today. I don't know. I guess because I'm in a different space and place. I don't feel my confidence level is just not the same. I guess I'm just put out. You know, the things that I talk to you all about, I'm having it myself. I'm just put out with things not working, things not, and people not being concerned. The people who are answering the phone are on their job. They told my daughter that, she said, well, where are you located? They said in Middle Europe. What is Middle Europe? Where is that? And why are they in Middle Europe? And why are we not answering the phones over here in America? You know, I had to call somewhere else. And the person, I couldn't understand them. They couldn't understand me. And I'm speaking English. And they were speaking English. So we all know that there's dialects, of course. We've studied James Baldwin enough and linguistic theories enough. But so we got the dialects. But we were doing this with one another. And it's like that everywhere. Is it with you too? Is that happening with you? I mean, I can, you know, when my daughter went to school and one of her places was in Great Britain, in London, in an area called Kensington. She lived in Kensington. But anyway, so she worked for Virgin Records. And so she said she had to learn new vocabulary, things that meant the trunk meant one thing in the United States. You know, the synonyms and antonyms were different, so to speak. But she understood the English because it may be a different dialect, but basically it was the same. But when you start adding all these other layers on top of the fact that you're frustrated that something's not working, and then even when you're trying to pay a bill, people don't understand the nuances of it all. And one time I said, listen, I need to speak to somebody in the United States. They told me to call back until I got somebody. People, we need to pay attention to what's going on. And we need to unhook ourselves from the internet and not, but that's, you know, a lot of us are in business and e-commerce. I don't understand. The internet is where you make your money and people are making money. How can you just unhook yourself? You see, I guess what I want you to do, if you're an e-commerce person, then you got to stay with it and make your money. As the young people say, get your bag. But you need to also be able to, whatever it is you're selling, can you sell it also somewhere else, in person maybe? So I'm saying if you got an e-commerce one, and then can it be sold somewhere else too? Just in case there's some questions with that. How would people find you here? I don't know. I'm asking questions that I can't answer. I'm only asking them for you to ask yourself and to think about this whole internet thing. How can, and they said only 250 houses were impacted by that. But in those 250 houses are people who work from home. You see, I don't know. I don't know how, I can't solve it. Obviously, I can't solve it. But I can at least talk about it for myself so I could talk about it for you. Well, you know, what happens when that happens with you? What do you do? And do you have an alternative? Have you noticed now? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, my little theories going on here. But I hear more people talking about alternative methods of electricity. The solar panels came and went, but now they're back. And the new thing I heard some people say was that you need to get a generator. Why are they telling you to get a generator? Why are you being told to get a generator? You know how long we've had free flowing electricity in the United States of America? And they're telling us to get generators? Is anybody telling you that? And then should you do that? Should there be a list of things we need to start looking at? And what about the e-commerce people? They've been making their money off of that. Here I'm getting in the game late. And no, it's almost making me question, should I get in the game? But yes, I am in the game because this is the game right now. I still think it's a good game to be in. But when things don't work, it just makes me wonder. Also, there's another way of looking at it. You can look at it as the enemy is at work, and just to slow you down, to stop you, or see how committed you are. I'm committed. I will go somewhere else, obviously. I am somewhere else. And I wanted to come here anyway. And I said, I'm going to do my show from where I am. And because I have made a commitment to share my life, the things that happen in my life, that I want to share to with you. So if it's happening in your life, we can agree that it's okay. We both made it. Or we can see it happening in my life and make sure it doesn't happen in your life. Because the only reason for the show is you. You are my reason for the show. My reason for being on the show is just lethargic for me to share with you the things that happen to me that I don't want to happen to you. I don't wish cancer on anybody. I've had it 3 times now. And I also say for people who have cancer or just got told they got cancer, I want to give you that rah-rah conversation because it's not a death sentence. I have a girlfriend, maybe it's a week now. She's in her second week of, she had her cancer surgery already. It was aggressive. She had the surgery already, and now she's waiting for the rest of the plan. In the meantime, she is planning a big event out there in California, all right? And so you have to it's a mindset. It's a mindset. I had a major oncologist appointment today. I got a text message at midnight that said that they had to move. Something happened. It was an emergency. Now listen, I was like, wow, what is that all about? I need to be there. But you know what? Maybe I didn't need to be there. Maybe they needed to do what they need to do. I still know that they're going to call me and tell me, am I looking for something bad? If it was that bad, he would have called me and said, girl, I looked at your chart. This and this and this is going on. They would have called me on the telephone. So the good thing I'm looking at is it's nothing to tell me but to keep living. And that's how I'm saying to you, I need you to keep living. I have a book when I'm in my real studio, and that studio and the book says that we're aging. Yes, but we are aging. We're not aging like everybody else. If you're watching a slice of life, you know that the premise is that we're getting older without getting old because we have things to do, places to go. I know my face has changed. My face has changed to me. I can't pull it back. There's no pulling back. I am the age that I am. I'm 81. I'll be 82. So the best I can do is to put on as much as I could put on, to be as enthusiastic as I can be, to have as much energy. I have a lot of energy, praise to God for that. And that if you're 81, 75, 65, 33, 25, keep your energy alive. Everything has energy. Everything, the clothes, everything has energy. And keep your energy alive. Keep going. Don't let anything stop you. If the enemy was trying to stop me with the 3 days of the note, you didn't stop me. I just got me another place to come, And the same way with you. What is trying to stop you? So, many of you have projects out there, and you're just sitting on them, and you're not taking them. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. Listen, you don't have the internet. Oh, that's another part. Some of you have projects, and you don't have the internet. Then you need to go to Starbucks where they have internet, or you need to go to the library where they have the internet. And whatever you put up, make sure there's nothing on your computer that people can get, like your checking account and all that, and get your projects done. Don't let anything stop you from sharing. What I tell you about these fingerprints, they're all different. And the gift God gave you, it's a different gift. The gift God gave me, I want to share with you. The gift God gave you, I need you to share with me. The gift God gave all of us, He gave us different gifts. And with those gifts, we have to share them. You see, it took me this long to realize it was okay to be free-hearted. I have talked about myself for years and years. I've been mad with myself for being free-hearted, for wanting to help people, for giving, and never feeling like anybody's giving to me, and only God could answer what I needed. That was correct. I was okay with that. And now I've gotten okay with it. I'm okay with it. I don't want you to be okay. If you're a giving person, be okay with that. Because that's what we're supposed to share our gifts. Share our gifts, and God will make a way for you. He will make a way. He made a way. Excuse my nose. He made a way for me. He made a way for me. And I tell you, I don't know what I would do. I don't know how to do. I can't. As much as I want to pull this face up, as much as I want to have a younger look, as much as I want my teeth, as much as I don't want these lines on my eyes. I have packed my face with everything you could pack it with. As they say, I have beat my face, literally, but I can't do anything about it. And I had to come to the conclusion I can't do anything about my hair not growing back. All I can do is dress up the temple and have the energy and know that I love you and know that I want to share whatever I have with you because I want you to have the best life. What is that other book we have? I didn't bring my books. A Well-Lived Life. You see, how can you have a well-lived life? How can I help you have that? That's what I want for you. I want to solve whatever that problem is that you think you have, that you really don't know you don't have that problem. You really don't have it. You think you have it, but you don't really have it. What you have is, I don't trust myself, or I don't trust in God enough to know that I can do it. That's what you have. Because you're smart. It's some smart people on the other side of the screen. It's some intelligent, brilliant people on the other side of the screen. I know a few of you. Matter of fact, I surround myself with really, really smart people. God sent them to me. I could just depend. I mean, this is what you know that I don't know. The way you handle things, the way Beverly Maddox can just make a website look like $1 million. I think she's 360 Media, something, but make sure it's Beverly Maddox. Just brilliant. I have 8 sites. Where in the world are 7? Would you get 7 sites? All of them look good. All of them got a snap to them, for me. And then what else? What was it? And Wanda Spivey. How do you, Dr. Wanda Spivey, just a brilliant woman. Brilliant woman. School of Waltham and all those different things in Georgia Tech, and gives back to FAMU. She gave back this weekend. She found a pot of money, she and a friend. You know what they did? You take this idea. She had a pot of money that they put in. They all contributed. It wasn't a lot. Maybe a pot of money. Get you a contribution, get you $1,000, let's say. And then I need you to find 5 women. You got $1,000. I need you to find 5 women, 5 men, or 5 children, or 5 something. Because you're going to give each one of them $200. Is that right? That's going to be their award. And then you're going to put together a little program. You can just do it at your church, in your backyard. What is it that you know how to do that you will give away freely? And then you get a certificate. They have certificates on the computer. And give the person a certificate for doing whatever you taught them for 3 weeks. You become the mentor. And at the end, you surprise them with the certificate and say, you graduated. Thank you for participating in a 3-day or 5-day workshop. How many days you have? Understanding a language, understanding something, just understanding. You could be from a small rural area. That's what Wanda did. Find a rural area and just go in there and just do 3 days of how to make yourself feel better. Give people a light and a lift. And then in the end, give them an envelope of $200 with the certificate. Or don't give them a check. They got to go somewhere and have some ID and all that. Give them the $200, or give them a card, but make sure the card has some money on it, because they got scammers now. So you put the $200 on a card. Regions got I'm just talking about Regions because I just know Regions Bank. You can go in there and get $200 on a card, and they give you the card, and you put the person's name on there, and the 3 or 5 people you got. Wouldn't that be something to do? Especially those of you who have money, and you got $1,000. You got $1,000. You got $1,000 in your shoebox. You got $1,000, and you're in a small rural area. This is anywhere. Maybe they don't need 1,000. Maybe 500. depending on the area, maybe $100 for each person might be a lot of money somewhere. But you know something that somebody else doesn't know. And so I want you to, that's a sharing way. That's what Wanda did. What Dr. Wanda Spivey in her group. Mentor somebody, make a certificate, give them some money that they wouldn't have, and help them start whatever that is. A lawnmower business, and buy the lawn. You know, the $200 is towards the lawnmower? No, towards the something, I don't know, but make sure they have some personal money, you know, and just do this. And then, you know, I don't know how that works in your state. Do you have to have a state? I don't know, maybe the city needs to know. I don't know about the laws. All I know is about the giving. Churches do it all the time. So maybe do it through your church. Or maybe do it through a center that's connected to a church. Or maybe do it through a priest or a rabbi or somebody, you know, a somebody that you decide that you're going to mentor some people. You see, we're trying to save the world. Don't try to save the world. That's too big. Try to save one. Each one teach one, right? Try to save one. So if you got one, and you have to be careful though, because we got pedophile people out there. So you if you're gonna have some people dealing with some children, you make sure you know something about them. Check to see if they're on the pedophile list, you know, because we got some crazy people out here. And then I don't want pedophiles to do this and then I've seen that where they're the pedophile and they give things to kids and the kids think they're okay and then they do things to them. You know, you just have to be so careful. Maybe we'll do, instead of doing kids, let's do young adults, maybe. Especially that age where they can't drive yet. So let's do 13, 14, and 15. And then if you don't do that age, let's do young adults that have finished high school that's working at a small job. They're not making much money or they're not doing a lot. Maybe you're in a town where it's not a whole lot to do. You know, I like this. I'm particularly want to go to Mississippi, but that's where my mother's from. But there's a show on HGTV where they're fixing one house at the time. What's the name of that? You know the show I'm talking about. The little lady's had 2 babies now. He always has to hug her. I don't know what that means, that he cannot talk on the show without hugging her. I guess that's okay. I don't know, but it seems like you ought to be able to just do the show without having to hug her every time. But I don't know the dynamics of that. But I do know that there are a couple that would do a house at a time. And so I was thinking that maybe if you can't do a house at a time, is that a wall or is it a building in your neighborhood or in your wherever you live that needs repairing, and then you can work on it the whole year with different groups of people. So you get your small group of people and you all just work on the doors and you teach somebody how to fix a door and then you send them off and they can start a business on how to fix doors, but all the doors in the house are repaired. Then you find somebody that knows how to work on windows. So you know you have to get your friends. You don't get them any money. You tell them right up front. You know you got money. So you work on the windows of the house. And then before you know it, the whole building is finished. Then you have a ribbon cutting. You know, it's so much you can do. It's so much talent on the other side of this screen. I'm just looking for the talent to give back. This is all because there's no internet. If there's no internet and no TV is a distraction. Myron Golden said we're watching characters and other people enjoy their life without making an enjoyable life for ourselves. Let's work on some young people's lives let's help some people. Let's take these fingerprints that are different and the gift that God has given us that's different. And let's go out and make a difference with all that God has given us. I'm grateful that you joined me on a slice of life. A slice of life. One thing about it, I love you, and you can't do anything about it.